Hey, my name is John Garancheski. I am the owner and artist over at Tattooed Heart Studios in Maryland. I've been tattooing for about 20 years. My style currently is a lot of black and gray, line work, dot work, mandalas, floral-based kind of things. Today we are talking about the Cheyenne Solnova Unlimited. I have two machines here. They look the same. This one is the 4mm stroke. This is the 3.5, so they are different machines. I have been using Cheyenne machines since they put out their first machine way back in the day, and then they put out a pen machine, and I use that. So I've used several different Cheyenne machines over the years. When these came out, I was really excited. I was also a little nervous about not having a power unit to see all my readouts, and that everything is controlled here by this single button. So this multifunction button on the machine, it turns it off. It makes the stroke harder, softer. You can also change the voltage, the speed of the machine. So it does a lot, and it seems a little confusing at first, but once I actually got it in my hand and working with it, first day started tattooing with it, and it was really no problem at all. Both the machines come with 2 batteries each. They go right in the back here. Again, I was a little nervous going to battery machine, but I will tattoo for 8 hours a day with a single battery. So I've never actually had to use the second battery tattooing for 6 to 8 hours straight. So it's nice to have a backup, but I haven't had the need to crack into it. The difference between the two machines, you have the 3.5 and you have the 4.0. The 4.0, the longer stroke length, is going to be a more powerful hit to the skin. So personally, I will use this machine if I'm doing really fat lines, maybe with like a big round shader or just like a large liner grouping. I also really like to use this machine to turn the voltage down really low and use maybe like a 5 liner to do stipple shading and kind of whippy dot shading with the 4.0 machine. The 3.5 machine is a really good all-around machine for everybody. So most artists, I think, could get away with just using the one machine. The 3.5 is versatile, where you can run small liners with it. You can run really large magnums with it. You can do soft shading with it. You can do really dense color packing with it. So it's a really versatile machine. I only picked up the second one because I like gear and I like the subtleties that I can get with the 4.0, but I tattooed with the 3.5 machine for months and months and months before I picked up the second machine. There's a lot of different machines on the market that you can choose. There's a lot of wireless options, a lot of corded options. Personally, I like the wireless option just because it allows me to move a little bit more freely and not worrying about getting caught up with a cord hanging off the back of my machine. So it just gives me a little bit more confidence, especially when I'm doing really delicate work. I also really like the size of this machine. So it's not tiny where it doesn't, feel like anything significant in your hand, but it's pretty light. I don't know exactly how much it weighs, but I don't really feel like it's unbalanced. It really just sits in my hand and I can tattoo with it really naturally. So that was a big selling point for me. I did try a few other options on the market. I just liked how everything was in one unit here. It's nice and compact. There's nothing to move around. There's not a lot of bulk that goes on up here. So that was a big selling point for me. Another thing that I really liked is that the power of the machine stays consistent throughout the entire battery. So when you first put the battery in, it'll show you the indicator is green and you have a full battery. Then towards the end of the session, usually I'll see that light turn to a yellow, and you'll know that you might be kind of coming towards the end of the battery life. But I haven't noticed any decrease in performance towards the end of the battery life, so that hasn't been an issue at all.